What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope we're all doing well. So, MLB playoffs continuing, the National League and American League Division Series continuing over these last couple of days. Going to backtrack a day to the 6th of October on Monday. Dodgers defeat the Phillies 4-3, take both at Citizens Bank Park so far to head to Los Angeles with a 2-0 series lead. Dodgers are up 4-0 for a good amount of this game. Well, actually, will score us through about 6 innings. Dodgers get 4 in the 7th. It was 4-1 going to the 9th. Dave Roberts goes to Blake Trinan, who close to them throughout the year, but has struggled down the stretch. As a result, has turned to Roki Sasaki, a starter who was injured most of the season, but was activated in September, down the stretch into the playoffs, has been their closer. But went to Trinan for the save this time around, and it got off to a rocky start as Nick Castellanos did this.
Trinan deals. Castellanos with a base hit. In to score is Bohm. Real Muto right behind him. Castellanos is safe at second. It's a one-run game.
2-run double from Nicholas Castellanos. So that was 3 straight hits for the Phillies to start that inning. Now it's 4-3 Dodgers. That will be all for Blake Trinan. He did not record an out in the 9th inning. They go to the left-hander, Alex Vesia, to face Bryson Stott of the Phillies. And he would try and lay down a bunt, but this would happen.
Shows bunt again, gets it down. Muncy goes to third, and Castellanos is out.
After that, Harrison Bader would pinch it, get a hit. They would run for him with Weston Wilson. Bader cannot run. He's got an injury, but he can hit. He just can't play the field or run. And then they brought in Roki Sasaki to get the right-hander Trey Turner to end the game. So a lot of people have gotten on Phillies manager Rob Thompson for his decisions in that 9th inning. The decision to not run, pinch run for Castellanos, but with Stott and a few other things. This is my take on it. I think they're relatively correct. I get why they did not pinch run Weston Wilson for Nicholas Castellanos. You knew Harrison was going to pinch it for Brandon Marsh. Bader cannot run. You need a pinch runner for him. But if you're going to bunt with Stott, to sacrifice Castellanos to third, give you a runner on third with 1 out for Harrison Bader, who's been really good down the stretch with the bat. And I think after him, you had Max Kepler, and then back to the top of the order for Trey Turner. I would have ran for Castellanos. He's not a good runner. He's very slow. Yes, either what the hell did you do with Harrison Bader? Well, you either let him run, tell him to walk the second. I don't know. If he gets a hit and after sacrifice bunt, the game is tied. Okay? So, and then if he gets double play because he can't run, so be it. The game is tied. You go to extra innings, figure stuff out. You say, oh, well, he's only going to bench player will be his backup catcher. He's coming into the game anyway, because the only way to do this now in the field for Philadelphia, if you tie the game, is you put the backup catcher in the game, Ralph Marsh on. You move Real Muto to first base, you move Bryce Harper to right field, and you put Weston Wilson in center field. That's the only way to do that. That's a downgrade defensively, but you got to do what you got to do. You could not lose that game. Going back down to 2-0, going down 2-0 to LA is a death sentence against this team. You have to do what you have to do. You have to get to the 10th inning first. And also, I would not have bunted with Bryson Stott. He's a decent hitter. I get it's left on left. I see it's tough on lefties. But he's a decent hitter. The Phillies got to have all the momentum. You got that crazy crowd into it. I would have let him hit. Okay, I would let him hit. Yes, it was a good defensive play by the Dodgers. Muncy pounces on that ball. Mookie Betts covers third. Tyler Castellanos. That was not that close to the play, but relatively close. I think with Wilson, I think he beats that out. And worst case, you have a run third and 1 out with Harrison Bader coming up. So I would have not bunted with Stott, and I would have pinch ran Wilson for Harrison Bader. That's what I would have done. So I think that was a mistake by Rob Thompson. And also, why is he starting Aaron Nola today? That game's on 9 o'clock tonight. I don't know why he's starting Aaron Nola. Should be Ranger Suarez. I'm assuming Suarez is going to come in after him. No, I do not think we'll go more than a couple of innings, but Nola was horrible all year, was injured a lot of the season. Ranger Suarez had a great season. He's an all-star caliber starting pitcher. Why with a elimination game. Why is he not starting? Why are you starting the guy up in the area of 6 this year? I don't understand that whatsoever. But in the other National Division Series Game 2 on Monday, the Brewers beat the Cubs 7-3 as they take a 2-0 series lead heading to Wrigley Field. Brewers did a bullpen game starting with Aaron Ashby, and the Cubs jumped out to a very early lead in this one via Saya Suzuki.
Suzuki drives one to left. That ball is gone. Saya Suzuki.
Through a rear-run bomb for Suzuki, he has been red hot down the stretch. There's a couple of big home runs in these playoffs. But the very next inning, against Shoto Imanaga, the Brewers would strike back via Andrew Vaughn.
Another payoff. And it's a high fly ball to left field. Happ underneath it, in front of the wall. This ball's gone!
Great at bat by Vaughn. That was a great trade in minimal season by the Brewers earlier this year to trade Aaron Savali to the White Sox for Andrew Vaughn. He's been one of their best run producers down the stretch for them. He's been great. Big three-run homer there to tie the game. And the Brewers will continue the offensive attack against the Cubs bullpen, starting with William Contreras.
Compromised middle finger on your left hand.
Contreras with a drive to left field, and the Brewers have the lead.
Absolute laser beam from Contreras, solo shot. Brewers go up 4-3. And then a little bit later in the game, Jackson Churio with 2 men on would continue the offensive attack for Milwaukee.
Churio with a drive, center field, way back there, and gone!
Three-run homer for Jackson Churio. He got nicked up in game 1. I think he hurt his ankle. He had an MRI. No one was sure if he was even going to play in this game or even, who knows, rest of the playoffs. Ends up being fine. He starts the game, hits the leadoff, and he gets a huge home run. So kudos to Churio, one of the best young players in baseball. He's got just absolute raw power, good speed. But Pedro Armstrong's trying to rob the home run. That thing is like 100 feet up in center field, like the second level of that big center field wall behind the actual fence. What's that guy trying to do? I don't know who the guy thinks he is. Spider-Man? That was pretty funny, not gonna lie. But Brewers win 7-3. Bullpen gets it done. Jacob Mizrachi, 3 score things now, and he looked fantastic. That guy's stuff is off the charts. It's gonna be good for a long time. And adding Uribe in the 9th inning, that guy was just untouchable. So Brewers win 7-3. Game 3 is today between the Cubs and the Brewers at 5 o'clock. They'll probably get started right after this goes live, I'm assuming. And Brewers trying to sweep the Cubs, which would be poetic justice with Craig Counsell in the upper dugout with all that. Obviously, a big division rivalry. Cubs trying to survive another day. Last night, Mariners beat the Detroit Tigers 8-4. Tigers get 3 of 9. Seattle hangs on. Good outing from Logan Gilbert. Just 1 run over 6 innings. Pitched very, very, very well. They go up 8-4. They went 8-4. They go up 2-1 in this series. Game 4 is already underway. Seattle is going to try to put Detroit away and head to their first ALCS in 24 years. Detroit obviously trying to force a Game 5 back to Seattle. The New York Yankees defeat the Toronto Blue Jays 9-6. The crazy back and forth game. Toronto jumped out early on Yankee star Carlos Rodon like this.
On this 2-0, he swings and it's a fly ball to deep center field. Grisham's going back. He's done it again. Vlad Guerrero Jr. has the Blue Jays in front in the first inning.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr., 2-run homer. He continues to be red hot this series. He has killed the Yankees his whole career. He's 11 for 17 after that at bat against Carlos Rodon. That's crazy. That's insane. That's over 500. That's wild. And later in the game, it's now 6-3 Toronto, but Aaron Judge comes through for the Bronx Bombers.
On a 2-strike pitch. It's a drive down the line. If it's fair, it's his moment. It is. It's tied. Judge has arrived.
Game-tying 3-run shot for Judge, who's gotten Christmas a lot for his playoff struggles. Big home run there for him to tie the game. In the 5th inning, Jazz Chisholm gives the Yankees the lead.
He's an automatic MVP. There's a drive to deep right field. New York leads for the first time in the series. Jazz Chisholm goes deep.
Solo shot for Chisholm, big home run, moonshot to deep right field, back flip from him. You saw the game's going to a 9-6. Toronto completely blew that game. You're up 6-1 in the 3rd inning. You got to put that game away. You know, it's a chance to sweep the Yankees. Give yourself some rest before the pennant against either Seattle or Detroit. Overmanaged by John Schneider. I wouldn't have pulled Bieber in the 3rd inning. I had at least let him try to finish the inning. Only had 3 pitches. He wasn't pitching great, but you know if you end up losing that game, you were gonna have to go to a bullpen game in Game 4. Okay, pull him the 3rd inning. Your bullpen's gonna be tired going into the game where they have to pitch 9 innings. Okay, that's not a good spot to be in, and you should have at least let him try to finish the 3rd inning. I would have tried him before 5, but at least let him get through the 3rd. And how do you pitch to Aaron Judge? Okay. How? I don't care what his playoff career numbers are. First of all, he's hit overall well in the postseason this year. Hasn't been clutch, but he is hitting for a better batting average in this postseason. He's still the best right-handed hitter in the American League, obviously, at least in the regular season. Keeps a tying run. How do you let him hit? Walk him, let the left-hander Flaherty pitch to Bellinger, and if you want to, go to Varwin to get out Ben Rice. Okay? And then you could probably have Varwin pitch the 5th. Yes, through that, you're up 6-3 going to the 6th inning. You can go to your big guns. You can get out of New York with a win, sweep the Yankees, say whatever you want to them now, and get ready for the league championship series. Just complete overmanaging, and team that's so good defensively, so many errors. Isaiah Canero-Filippo was only in the lineup for his defense. Should have been in the lineup to begin with. You don't need more defense. They're a great defensive team. And he makes an error in the 2nd inning that cost him a run. Then Addison Barger, he was a pinch hitting for Canero-Filippo like a couple innings later. You put him in at 3rd base. He drops the pop-up. That leads to 3 more runs. You know, Santander tries to dive to catch that ball. Why is Santander playing the field? He had a hamstring that cost him 3 months. He's not a good defender. I know Springer is no longer the defender he once was. He's been a DH most of the year. But I'd rather him out in right field than Anthony Santander. Why is Santander playing the field? He turned a single into a double, cost him another run in that game, late in the game. Just defensive miscues, bad defensive miscues by Toronto. Overmanaged from John Schneider cost you that game. Terrible loss. Now you're going to Game 4. The Yankees have a red-hot rookie starting, and Schlittler, you know, he pitches, obviously pitched great against Boston in the 1st round playoff series. Toronto goes with a bullpen game. It's Louis Varland starting. I'm surprised it's not Eric Lauer. I'm sure he will pitch right after Varland. And then we'll see what happens there. But Yankees survive another day. On to football. AP top 25 rankings in college football heading into this week for college football, heading into week 7. Ohio State remains 1st in the country at 5-0. Miami is ranked 2nd in the country. I'm not thought they'd be this high at any point this year, but they played really good football. They're at 5-0. 2nd best team in the country right now. 3rd in the country is Oregon. They moved down 1 slot. Ole Miss is 4th in the country. They're at 5-0. Texas A&M is 5th. Oklahoma is 6th. Indiana is 7th. Alabama moves up to 8th. Texas Tech is 9th. Georgia moves back up a little bit to 10th. LSU is 11th. Tennessee up to 12th. Georgia Tech shoots up to 13th. They're at 5-0, playing really good football. Missouri is up to 14th. They shoot up in the rankings. At 15th is Michigan. They shoot up. 16th is Notre Dame. 17th is Illinois. 18th is BYU, who's at 5-0 in the Big 12. 19th is Virginia. Vanderbilt drops to 21st as they lost to Alabama. Arizona State up to 21st. Iowa State plummets to 22nd. Welcome to the rankings. Memphis at 23rd. Welcome to the rankings. USF at 24th. Looks like one of those 2 teams will probably get the group of 5 spot in the top 12. And plummeting all over 25 after their second straight loss is Florida State. They round out the rankings at 25th. But moving forward, let's talk about Monday Night Football this past week. Jaguars beat the Chiefs 31-28 in a great back and forth game. Jaguars 4-1. So far this season, also a great start. Chiefs got to 2-3. Surprisingly slow start for the Kansas City Chiefs. This game had a lot of late game heroics to it. Here we go.
From the 2, Hunt in for the touchdown. On 2nd down and 4, Lawrence able to outrun Jones. And now brought down. Lawrence for Thomas. Oh, he dropped it in. Extra men on the rush. Blitz. Lawrence floats it. End zone. And no flag that I see. There is a flag in the corner. That's pass interference. Kamari Connor.
Pass interference. Defense number 27.
2 seconds left. Now Lawrence goes down, has to get up. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown Jacksonville.
So Kareem Hunt with a rush touchdown late in that game to give Kansas City the 28-24 lead. Jacksonville, that last drive was crazy. Lawrence took that bad sack. I said at the time, he's got to get rid of that ball. He's got to get rid of that ball. I get no one's open, pocket collapses, but you had him on your hands too long. It's part of the reason that a lot of us have gotten on him, for not, turning into the quarterback we all thought he would be when he was number 1 overall pick in 2021 out of Clemson. You got to get rid of that ball. But then the next throw to BTR, a beautiful throw by Lawrence. That's the player we all thought he would be. Great throw by Lawrence. Great catch by BTR. Chiefs take a bad pass interference call in the end zone. Giving the Jaguars the ball on the 1-yard line. And Trevor Lawrence, what an effort to fall down twice on that drop back and still get up and run the ball in. Chiefs defense definitely deserves some criticism. Chris Jones looked very lazy on that play. Very bad effort from him. Not a good look, but what an effort and what a play by Trevor Lawrence to run that ball in. And Jacksonville picks up a big win, 31-28 on Monday Night Football over the Kansas City Chiefs. But now we're going to close up today's show with game picks. Let's get into it. Starting with college football. Friday night game for college football at 7:30 ESPN2. Number 24, South Florida against North Texas. This is a big game in the American Conference. South Florida is 4-1. North Texas is 5-0. It's probably going to be one of these two teams, or who's my 23rd? Memphis for that group of 5 teams to come out into the college football playoff. Remember, it's they get an automatic spot. I'm gonna take USF in this game. Should be a good game. Should be a close game. I know North Texas is at home. Should be a closely contested contest. I will take South Florida to eke out a win in this one. Saturday slate, the noon slate. Number 1 Ohio State against number 17 Illinois. Should be a great game. I'm going to take Ohio State, though. I think this will be a relatively good game. I can see Illinois keeping it close in the first. Ohio State kind of pulling away late. Something like that. But Ohio State, I think they'd overpower Illinois. Miss one. Number 8 Alabama against number 14 Missouri. That should be a fantastic game. Alabama has played well since that really bad loss to Florida State in week 1. Missouri playing really well. You know what? I'm feeling frisky today. I'm going to pick Missouri. Okay, I'm going to pick Missouri. They're at home. They're playing really good football. I think it's a really good team. Ty Simpson has played a lot better since week 1, but I still don't believe in him. I don't think this Alabama program is the same without Nick Saban, although I don't think Kim DeVore is necessarily a bad coach. I don't think he's a fit for Alabama. Another 4-1. They've won 4 in a row. They're ranked in the top 10. I'll take Missouri in an upset. Also at noon, Pitt against number 25 Florida State. I'll take Florida State in that one. Pitt isn't a great team. 12:45, Washington State against number 4 Ole Miss. I'll take Ole Miss. This shouldn't be all that close. One is 32.5. I don't know if it'll be that bad, but it shouldn't be very close. Ole Miss is playing great football. They should easily beat Washington State. What should be the game of the week? We got number 7 Indiana facing number 3 Oregon. Huge Big Ten matchup. 2 top 10 teams, 2 undefeated 5-0 teams. Both teams do not have a loss in the Big Ten play. Obviously, they don't have a loss in general. I want to take Oregon. They're playing really well. They're a really good team. Dante Moore is blowing out 14 touchdowns against his 1 reception, over 1,200 yards this year through the air. I think could be a real good quarterback for a long time. I think Oregon gets past Indiana in that one. The Red River rivalry is on at 3:30 as well. Number 6, Oklahoma facing Texas. Oklahoma's coming in red hot. John Mateer's playing well. Texas comes in. They have struggled this year, coming off a really bad loss to Florida. They're not even ranked this week. They haven't Penn State dropping out of the rankings completely is absolutely crazy. But this is a tough one. This is being played with the Cotton Boys. Obviously, the Red River rivalry is a huge rivalry. I want to take Oklahoma. I think Arch Manning is not playing well. I don't think he's the guy that we think he is. I think Steve Sarkisian is very overrated. The offensive line is not what we thought it would be. Oklahoma's playing really well. I'm going to take the Sooners. Okay, I'm going to take the Sooners to win that game and win the Red River rivalry. Continuing on, Virginia Tech against number 13 Georgia Tech. Give me Georgia Tech. I think they overpowered Tech. They're not a very good team. NC State against number 16 Notre Dame. Give me Notre Dame. Notre Dame, those first 2 games were ugly, losing both of them, but the rest of schedule is very, very easy. So if you can finally convince the committee that, these wins are good enough, you should run the Tampa rest away. It's Notre Dame should win no problem. Number 22, Iowa State against Colorado. Give me Iowa State. Colorado's not very good. 4:15, Arkansas against number 12, Tennessee. Give me Tennessee. At 7 o'clock, ESPN Florida against Texas A&M. I'm going to take A&M. Look, Florida's roster is a lot better than their record. Billy Napier is an absolute moron. I don't know how that guy still has a job. But they are coming off a big win. But on the road, A&M's playing really good football. Top 5 in the country right now. Give me A&M in that one. 7:30, Kansas against number 9, Texas Tech. Give me Texas Tech in a Big 12 matchup. 7:30, number 10, Georgia against Auburn. This is a huge game. Auburn's going to have to run the table to have any shot getting into the college football playoff. Right now, you're unranked. Give me Georgia. You had a tough loss a couple of weeks ago, but this is still a good team. Your Gunnar Stockton hasn't been great, but has been bad. Give me Georgia to get by Auburn. Number 15, Michigan against USC. I'm going to take Michigan. USC's favored by 2.5. I'm going to take Michigan in this one. USC's played pretty well. Michigan's been decent. I know I was the freshman quarterback, but you're playing good football. I will take Michigan in this one. And what is going to be considered a small upset, even though Michigan's ranked top 15, USC is unranked. South Carolina against number 11 LSU. Give me LSU. Honestly, I think South Carolina is a good team. They have a brutal schedule. It kind of happens to them every year. It's a shame, but at home, you can give me LSU in that one. I know Garrett Nussmeier has been great. I'm not sold on him, but give me LSU. Number 18, BYU against Arizona. Give me BYU. This should be a good game. The reasonable line was only 1.5. Both teams are playing well in the Big 12. The Big 12 is always wide open right now, but give me BYU. Number 21, Arizona State faces off against Utah. I'm going to take Utah. Arizona State is ranked, but they just don't have enough of a passing offense, I don't think, to really be a contender in the Big 12, honestly. So I'm going to take the Utes to win that game. Honestly, NFL game picks. Week 6 in the NFL. Thursday Night Football, Eagles, Giants. Oh boy. Division rivalry, just had Saquon do a documentary that got the Giants fans all worked up. Give me the Eagles. They're coming off a loss. I know A.J. Brown, and Jalen Hurts are continuing to butt heads. He's not happy. But an angry Eagles team against a Giants team, with a rookie quarterback in his third ever start. Darius Slayton's probably not playing in this game. They are going Tyrone Tracy back, so expect him to run the ball a lot. But give me the Eagles. A pissed off Eagles team against this Giants team that could get ugly. So give me the Eagles in this one. Sunday slate. The London game is Broncos-Jets. Poor UK football fans. They always get the worst games. It's definitely done on purpose. Give me the Broncos. The Jets are god-awful. They have the worst team in the NFL. I ranted about them a couple days ago. They suck. They can't stop anybody. Bo Nix's gonna bowl out. J.K. Dowding's gonna run down their throat. I don't expect this game to be very close. Denver definitely covers for 6.5. Give me Denver by a bunch. 1 o'clock slate. Cardinals and Colts. Give me Indianapolis. Arizona's not that great of a team. Now Kyler Murray's apparently hurt in practice. You know, their coach just got fined for, hitting DeMarcado after he had that bullheaded fumble on the goal line. Colts are playing good football. They're 4-1. Coming up, they're coming up by. No, they're not coming up the bye. Never mind. But Colts are going to win this game. Jonathan Taylor is running his ass off. Daniel Jones has looked a lot better. Give me Indianapolis. Chargers and Dolphins. So this could be a trap game for the Chargers. They're not playing these last 2 games. They have a ton of injuries on the offensive line. Now, Mary Hampton, their breakout rookie running back, is now hurt. They have a lot of injuries, but I'm going to take the Chargers to win this game. The Dolphins are so bad. Mike McDaniel wants to be put out of his freaking misery. They don't have Tyreek Hill. I think in the messy game, the Chargers get it done. Patriots and Saints. Give me the Patriots. Saints got a win last week. The first time. It came against the Giants, who were horrible. Patriots are playing good football. Drake May is a very good quarterback. He's playing really well. I don't know why he was the 3rd overall pick last year. I think this Patriots team could be possibly on the way to a playoff berth. We'll see what happens. But Patriots get by the Saints in this one. Browns and Steelers. I'm going to take the Steelers in this one. They're coming off a bye. They're sitting at 3-1. Cleveland, second ever start for Dylan Gabriel. He looked pretty good in London against Minnesota, but now you're playing in Pittsburgh, division rivalry. You're going up against TJ Watt. I think this will be a more challenging game for him. I think he might make some mistakes. But he didn't make it in his first game to be all he was probably going to make. I'll pick the Steelers to win that game. Cowboys and Panthers. This is a yikes game. Cowboys, Panthers. I'm going to take Dallas. Carolina is so bad. You pulled one out last week. It's Miami. Miami sucks. Dallas isn't good either. They're not good defensively. Especially, I don't think CeeDee Lamb is coming back for this game, but they've ran the ball very well this year so far. Overall, they've put up a lot of points. I don't think Carolina's going to be able to stop them. The higher scoring game. In a shootout, I trust the Cowboys in a shootout more than the Panthers. Give me the Cowboys. Seattle Seahawks and Jacksonville Jaguars. This should be a good game. Both teams playing well. Seattle's at 3-2. Tough loss last week. In a shootout to Tampa. Jacksonville coming off a big win over the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm gonna take Seattle. Jacksonville's playing well. But still, Trevor Lawrence, he's still been a mixed bag. Even in that game, you saw the highlights I showed on the last drive. He took a really bad sack. But then he went and dropped a dime to Brian Thomas Jr. And then he made that great play to run that ball in at the end of the game. But he's still making some dumb mistakes. Seattle's got a good defense. They have an underrated defense. Sam Darnold's played very well. I like what I've seen from Jacksonville. They surprised me. I'm going to take Seattle. Rams, Ravens. Give me the Rams. The Ravens look god-awful. Their defense is absolutely atrocious. I don't think Lamar Jackson's going to play in this game. I think it's going to be Cooper Rush. The Rams defense hasn't been great this year, but Cooper Rush, he's so bad. He's so bad. Ravens are in a really tough spot right now. The Rams, they're going to be angry, coming off 2 straight really tough losses. So give me the Rams to get past the Rams. 405 is Titans against the Raiders in the twinkle of the week, I would say. 2 very bad teams. I'm going to take the Raiders. Look, Geno Smith has been terrible. He's got 9 picks through his first 5 games. These are the interceptions. Brandon Genti has gotten going. I know they don't have much of an offensive line. But Titans don't have much of a pass besides Jeffrey Simmons. They can't get much pressure on the quarterback, the Raiders, but also the offensive line sucks. Their rookie Cam Moore, who's looked like a rookie so far, I would say. Titans pull one out against Arizona, where Arizona just collapsing. 2 bad teams. Give me the Raiders. 425 Bengals at the Packers at Lambeau Field. Joe Flacco was just traded to the Bengals the other day. I think it was yesterday for a 5th-round pick from the Cleveland Browns. So he continued his AFC North retirement tour, I guess. I was playing for the Ravens for all those years. Was in his second stint with Cleveland. Now he heads to the Bengals. He's going to start in this game. Packers are favored by 14.5. They definitely win the game. I think they're going to cover. They're coming off a bye. Right before the bye, you had two very convincing wins in a row. Then you tied Dallas. Your defense all of a sudden gives up 40 points. Week before you blow that game to Cleveland. They should be motivated, well rested. Bengals are an absolute mess. A 4-year-old Flacco behind Matt O-line with Micah Parsons rushing the quarterback. That should be a federal crime in like 8 different states. Don't do that. The Packers are going to put up a lot of points. Bengals are going to have a hard time scoring with Flacco freaking statue behind that offensive line. Packers are going to win by a lot of points in this game. 49ers Buccaneers. This is probably the overall best game of the week. Besides this one, I'm going to get to that in a minute. 49ers Bucks should be a great game. 2 4-1 teams, both in first place. I'm going to take Tampa. Niners, they played through a lot of injuries so far very nicely. With Mac Jones as their quarterback, without Ricky Pearsall, without Jelon James, without George Hill, without Nick Bosa. But Tampa's really good. That offense is absolutely loaded. I know Bucky Irving probably isn't playing, but Rashad White, I think, will get the job done. Pass rush is very limited without Nick Bosa. So that helps up Tampa's banged up offensive line. Obviously, Chris Godwin is his third game back. The line is banged up without putting him off, without Luke Goedeke. But you have had Christian Wirfs these last couple of games. Tampa's defense isn't great. Mac Jones has played really well, but I'll take the Bucs. I trust Baker Mayfield, who's been rolling out. He's my MVP right now. I always expect to stay the same, but right now, he's my MVP. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, also Mecca, who's been rolling out. So let's go in definitely the game of the week. Lions and Chiefs. I'm going to take the Lions. I know the Chiefs are not 2-4, seems kind of wild, but they have not played well. Mahomes, outside of the Ravens game, he hasn't looked great. He's been making mistakes he normally doesn't make. They have no running game. You're still a week with getting back Rashee Rice. Kelsey hasn't looked like the same player. The defense hasn't looked as good as it has in the past. Lions are playing great football. They are, I know injuries are once again starting to come up a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. But so far, they've looked really good. The offense looks just as loaded, even without Ben Johnson. I think the Lions, even on the road, get this win. Monday Night Football, they're doing a doubleheader again. I don't like it. By the way, the Vikings and Texans are teams on bye this week. I don't like the doubleheader on Monday Night Football, but they're doing it again. Bills, Falcons, give me the Bills. They're going to be coming in very motivated after a tough loss to New England this past week. They're on primetime again. The Falcons are not a great team. Give me the Bills in that one. I like to probably keep it close because the Bills' defense hasn't looked great. So I don't think they'll be able to force Penix to make that many mistakes. But the Bills will pick up the win. The Falcons' defense still not sold, especially on that secondary. Josh Allen should have a field bag. Give me the Bills. That's at 7:15. At 8:15 on ABC, it's Bears Commanders. Why do they put Bears and Commanders on primetime every year? I don't get it. But I'm gonna take the Commanders. Bears are coming off a bye. But as you know, I don't trust Cam as far as I can throw him. That defense is not very good. Second game back for Jane Daniels. Not sure if Terry McLaurin's playing. He probably isn't. But Devo sucked up last week. Krusty Merritt's look great. I think they come through. And the Commanders pick up the win at home on Monday Night Football. That's all I got for you guys today. Till next time, so long. Have a great day.